You helped to place those 3 men in that dungeon of a basement.
A Cobb County judge lowers the boom on a psychotherapist convicted of abusing and exploiting mentally disabled men.
Fox 5 senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell has followed what the judge called shocking conditions in an unlicensed Cobb County personal care home. And today he was in court as the sentence was handed down.
The conditions that they lived in, the neglect, that whole thing, it's beyond deplorable.
Dr. Sheila Hawkins, pleading for no jail time, told Judge LaTain Kell there were no words to describe the conditions of her mother's unlicensed personal care home, but insisted she had no idea and never should have let her clients live there.
That was a poor decision on my part that I have to live with for the rest of my life.
The first thing you notice when you come into this basement is the dank smell.
For months, the Fox 5 I-Team exposed the horrible conditions inside this unlicensed personal care home. 3 different disabled men lived in this dark, cramped, smelly basement on Windy Hill Road, with no heat or air, food under lock and key, and an open-air toilet. We talked to 2 of those men. What did it smell like?
Not too good.
Robert Bacon remembers being cold and hungry. Joe Wilson also remembered the rats.
They crawled all in the ceiling, they crawled on the floor, they was under the bed, they ran across the table, the sink, and they was everywhere.
And how do you plead to the charges? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Cobb County Assistant DA Jason Marbutt has already successfully prosecuted the woman who ran this unlicensed personal care home, Helen Bell, for abusing and exploiting those disabled men.
And what I also want you to remember is that they're people, not pets.
Then in a separate trial, Marbutt convinced a jury that Helen Bell's daughter, Dr. Sheila Hawkins, was also part of the scheme. Marbutt argued that Dr. Hawkins, who ran Serene Reflections Therapeutic Center, sent a stream of her own patients to live at her mother's home, knowing it was unlicensed and unlivable.
She shirked her responsibility. She closed her eyes.
When I heard what she was being charged with, my heart dropped, because I knew that Sheila was not that type of person.
During her sentencing, the courtroom was packed with supporters. Co-workers, church members, and family testified to her good works in the mental health community and her kind heart.
My plea is that I be placed on probation.
Dr. Hawkins herself told the judge her life and career were now gone because of how her mother treated her clients. But Judge Kell wasn't buying it.
Make no mistake about it, you helped to place those 3 men in that dungeon of a basement.
The judge sentenced the former Atlanta police officer to 30 years, 10 to be served in prison.
I think the court kind of got caught up in what Mama had did, and they had to punish somebody.
For her, Sheila Hawkins, to come in even to this late hour and say, I didn't know, is absurd. It's absurd.
And the judge appears to have agreed with you.
I believe so too.
Prison time isn't all Dr. Sheila Hawkins will face. Judge LaTain Kell also fined her $100,000, an amount she will have to pay off once she has served her time in prison. Dale Russell, Fox 5 News.